Hi there, this is Belle here from the Shadow League cluster of clans. I'm back with the second video as promised. You guys gave me such good feedback on my last one. I was motivated to do another video, and today I'm going to show you some of my favorite tips and tricks for Raid Shadow Legends. I really debated whether to tell you guys this first tip because it's so powerful, but I decided I'm going to because I don't care if player nerfs it. I'll find another way to make silver. As I always do, I'm a natural saver and maker. So what is this big silver saving tip? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to upgrade this shield here in 2 attempts. And then I'm going to upgrade this shield here in 5 attempts. And I'm going to actually upgrade this ring here, which is very expensive per attempt. I'm going to upgrade it in 1. Now with me here and actually watch the silver and the attempts here. Make sure I'm not cheating. It's very important that I upgrade these things in order. I'll explain later why. So I'm going to start with this one here, followed by this one, and then finally this one. So let's do it. You see the silver count is still the same. And count with me. I said this was going to take 2 attempts. Yep, I'm connected. So count. 1, 2. You see it's done. Now this one was going to take me 5 attempts, I said. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see it's done. Now then, the part where you save a lot of silver is with this ring, which I'll get to do it in 1 attempt. Done. You see? So how and why does it work? It's because when you use this automatic upgrade button here, it's not random with each attempt whether the item will successfully upgrade or not. It's actually been predetermined. And I'm going to show in the next slide how and when it gets predetermined so you don't accidentally reset the number required to upgrade it, and also you can take advantage of it. Now when you press this button, it truly is random whether the item will upgrade or not, and actually using this button to upgrade the item successfully or unsuccessfully has no effect on what I'm going to explain in my next video of slides. So before I explain how and when these predetermination are made, we've got to take a step back here, and I have to define these tier and family of items. First, I'm going to define into the family all items that are 5-star or above, rarity level epic or above, and upgrade level 10 or above. So for example, these items here are all belonging to my family of items. And within this family of items, there are actually tier level of how many attempts it's going to take to upgrade these items. I'm going to define all items that are at upgrade level 10 or 11 as belonging to the tier 3 chance. All artifacts only that are upgrade level 12 or above, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, as belonging to the tier 2 chance of items. And all accessories that are upgrade level 12 or above, which we know are very expensive, attempt to upgrade as tier 1 chance. Now, my trick is not going to work with these items here, which don't belong in my family because they didn't meet these 3 criteria. Now, what's interesting is that when you make an attempt to upgrade by pressing this button here on any of the items that belong in the family, it burns away the charges that are required to upgrade all of the other items. So of course we know the trick that, well, why don't we upgrade this to burn away the charges here, which is how I got this to upgrade with only 1. Now, you gotta be careful because the number of attempts that is going to take to upgrade each of these different tier items are different. Luckily, you can find out what it is going to take to upgrade any of these tier items by disconnecting your internet and attempting to upgrade. And I'm going to show it to you right now how to do it. So I'm going to disable my internet right here. Okay, now it is disabled, and I want to know how many attempts is going to take to upgrade this guy so I can use this to upgrade the more expensive item like this guy. So I'm just going to press the upgrade button here and press this upgrade button. I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, it takes 5 to upgrade this tier 3 of items, which is in the lowest tier. And click continue here. And actually, I'm going to go on and find out how many attempts it's going to take to upgrade the next tier, which is tier 2. So I have this glove here. It's at upgrade level 12 or above, and it's not an accessory, so it's in tier 2. And I'm going to count. My internet is still off, so it's not going to successfully upgrade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually both the tier 3 and the tier 4, the tier 3 and the tier 2 took the same number of attempts. When they're the same between 2 or more of the tiers, you gotta be very careful, and I'm going to show you how to take advantage of that actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're all the same, 5. So actually, if I attempt to upgrade this guy here, which is very expensive per attempt, it's going to take me 5 as well. So because they're all the same, how do I take advantage of it? Now remember, I said whether the attempts are successful or unsuccessful counts across all items in the family. So let's say I do want to upgrade this one here, another level. Rather than have to use 5 times 36,000 silver, I'm going to burn off the charges on my other one. So I'm actually going to turn my internet back on, and I'm going to leverage off this glove here, which is only 15,000 per upgrade, per attempt. So it's going to save me half the silver cost nearly. So I got my internet here. Yes, so now I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to attempt to upgrade only 4 times and hit cancel. 1, 2, 3, 4. And cancel. So now I'll grade this. So unlike the other one where it was all different, you get to keep the item for future burn charges. So I'm going to upgrade this one here. Should take only 1. Done. You see how much silver I saved? Now I'm going to try this trick again to upgrade this to 14. I'm going to disable my internet here, and I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9. So the earlier question of when did it get determined of how many attempts it's going to take, it gets reset every time you were successful on each tier of items. So when I was successful on the tier 3, it reset itself. So when it resets itself, it's going to pick a new number of how many attempts should these items in that tier take. And when it resets itself, it's never going to be higher than what the attempts required on the higher tier is. So this one is 9. So I know the other ones are going to be 9 or less. So I'm going to check how much they are. I'm going to go back to my glove here. I'm gonna check, make sure my internet's still off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So tier 3 is 6. So let's see how many is tier 2, which is 12 or above. So I could use this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So tier 2 and tier 1 are the same at 9, and tier 3 is at 6. So with that knowledge, you can do several things. You can upgrade this 6 times and have it successfully upgrade and make this item become tier 2. Or if you wanna forever keep a tier 1, which by the way, you can always make your tier 1 items by, like, say taking this one, which will actually be cheaper at 10, right? Because it's epic, and this one was legendary that I was using to burn it off, and make this become a new tier, make this become a new tier 3 item by upgrading it only to 8 and then 1 level, 2 level until you hit 10. And now you have a new tier 3 item to go burn off like tier 2 and tier 1. But for this video's sake, I am going to try to keep my other tier 3 item intact. So actually, I'm gonna upgrade this only 5 times here, so this doesn't upgrade successfully. And then I'm going to upgrade this one here 3 times. So this also doesn't upgrade successfully. And then I'm going to upgrade this guy here. Now, because I only did 5 and then 3, then I'll have to upgrade this only once. So let's try this. So I'm going to go back to my glove here. And like I said, I'm only doing this for the video's sake. Normally what I would do is I would actually finish upgrading this, make this become a tier 2 item, and then make myself a new tier 3 item. But I'm showing you all the ways you can actually have fun with this trick. So I'm going to upgrade this. It was 6, so I'm going to have to use only 5. I'm going to enable my internet back on here. Okay, count with me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to hit cancel. Now I go to my tier 2 item and I am going to burn 3. Because remember, it was going to take 9 here and also the other one. So I'm going to burn only 3. 1, 2, 3. Hit cancel. Well, don't upgrade. Otherwise, it will reset the other one. So now I only have to upgrade 1 here. Voila. You see how much silver you can save with this trick here? I've honestly saved tens of millions of silver with this trick. How you learn it? Go upgrade your artifacts very quickly before Plaria nerfs it. Although Plaria might not ever nerf it because the less advanced version of this trick has been known for over 2 years in Raid, I believe. I just took it one step further. And also, how long did it take Raid to nerf clan hopping? All those people who play Raid early got free sacred shards, like 100 gems for a sacred shard probably. How many times did they do it per day? So Plaria might not ever nerf it for a long time. Who knows? And like I said, I don't care if Plaria nerfs that trick because I'm just not a silver spender. For example, I only upgrade gloves, chests, and boots to plus 16. And I only upgrade crit damage amulets, accessories, and resistant banners to plus 16. Everything else I leave at plus 12. I'm really looking for a speed roll on a legendary item. Actually, almost all of my heroes are geared that way. I don't have any single hero who has plus 16 all items. Plus 12. This one's a crit damage amulet, which is why I upgrade to 16. Plus 12. Sometimes I'll even leave it at plus 8 because I already got what I needed from this ring, which was HP, and I don't know what it will boost here. This is a resistant banner, so I upgraded to plus 16. Yeah, and these are the heroes you saw in my 3v3 video. And these heroes can get me into gold 2 of 3v3 and the highest level of Doom Tower. It's fine, guys, to just leave them with like plus 12 gear. I actually recorded a whole video explaining the math of why it doesn't make sense to upgrade the weapon, for example. That's like only 2% increase. And then what are some of the exceptions? But I read like a finance presentation, so I'm gonna do that. I cut it out of this video. Just trust me when I say it's okay to not upgrade everything to plus 16. So that was on how to spend less silver. What about how to get silver? We all know farming spider stage level 20, it gives the most silver per energy spent. But also, guys, never buy masteries with gems, not just because it's 160 gems cheaper to farm them yourself, but when you run the heroes through the dungeon, it's actually quite a bit of silver, not to mention EXP. Just use the free energy you get lots of each day. One final advantage of farming the scrolls yourself is you don't have to finish and get full mastery. For example, when I farmed masteries for Broadme, I knew I didn't want the third mastery on this tier. For example, I don't need kill streak since he's not going to be able to kill anybody. And I don't plan on my allies dying, and if they're dead, he's not reviver, so he's not going to help. And he's not going to have accuracy because he's going to have a lot of resistance for the Eternal Dragon. So he's not going to place his HP burn. And of course, he's not placing any debuff, so this is useless. Stop the run and didn't finish the full mastery here. And I did this actually for a lot of my heroes. For example, my Rosh card, who I know was going to be only on my clan boss team, so he's not going to go on a kill streak. And I definitely didn't want like lasting gift or, well, nobody's going to die on the clan boss, hopefully. It's an unkillable team. So I didn't even finish anything else here. Of leveling heroes and upgrading them, not every hero needs to be 60. Heroes that you know you're going to use only in faction wars, for example, Gear Grinder, heroes that you're going to use temporarily until you get a better champion. And some of the lower secret rooms on the Doom Tower, it's okay to leave them at 50. For example, I finished Barbarians with level 50s. I did the Rare Attack Secret Room with level 50. I got Epic Lizardman with all level 50s. And they might have given them a few pieces of like choice gear. You have to know what heroes you can leave at level 50 and what heroes you should take to level 60. For example, I leave all heroes that place debuffs only. For example, defense down and healers who heal based on other people's HP. And buffers, for example, increased defense, increased speed, revive champs. I just leave them all at 50 because when you upgrade them to 60, the only thing that gives them is stat increase. And a stat increase is not going to help them place increased defense better. The only thing level 60 gives them is access to a banner, which I guess it could increase the speed, but when you're in faction war or secret room, they only need to be around 220 speed, and you can get that without a banner. Now, what the heroes you have to take to 60 are damage dealers, because damage scales a lot with the base stat. For example, the chest plus 60% attack is based on the hero's base stat. So when you upgrade to 60, that plus 60 and the crit damage will go a long way. Of course, heroes that heal based on their own HP, you gotta take them to 60 as well, because when you put on immortal gear for plus 10%, that's going off the hero's base HP as well. So you need that base HP as high as possible. I actually tried them at 50, it didn't work. My last advice is on Fusion. It seems that Raid is coming out with Fusion one or twice a month, so don't give in to your FOMO or fear of missing out and feel like you have to do every Fusion. Let's face it, every Fusion can't be another Brogni, because if it is, there will be a massive power creep in this game. So I would say about only 1 in 10 Fusions are in the Astralon, Brogni, Yoshi category, and the rest probably fall into okay-ish faction war support, like for Goomga or Droko or Pixneal. So my advice is to carefully evaluate the fusion that's on offer and think about how this hero is going to add to your roster. I personally think Motherside Belle is one of the worst fusions, worse than Pixneal. When I look at her abilities, I just don't see how she's going to be useful in any content of the game, because there's this epic who can do the support role much better than her, and so I can't even think of what content Ray can come out with that would make her useful. I mean, Revive on Death is one of the least useful buffs in this game, and increased defense is a very niche buff that's useful on only certain bosses like the clan boss. And for something like clan boss, wait for much better heroes that bring increased defense like the Sepulcher Sentinel or Martyr. So yeah, she doesn't bring healing or block debuff, so I don't think she's going to be on your clan boss team. And because she doesn't bring healing on one of her skills, you're not going to use her in a dungeon role over, like, say, a Gorgorab or even a Rector. And so maybe Night Revenant support, because Night Revenant, let's face it, does lack good support. But when I look at her passive, it's so awkward. I mean, to get any healing from her, she's got to get revived. She's got to die and then revive. And there's only one reviver in the Night Revenant, which is Rector. And if you have Rector, she's going to carry your Night Revenant team, and you're not going to need Motherside Belle. Passive might be good in the arena as a go second team. Maybe you build her very squishy so that she dies, but then you have to have somebody else on the team who's all get nuked down so they can benefit from the healing. So you're gonna take one spot from her, and then you're gonna bring this other super tanky person who can get healed. It's just very awkward. I don't think she's better than, say, like a Aniri for that kind of role. The epics you have to sacrifice to get her, and he's not even available as one of the extra champions you can get from the championship training or the summoning event, is Magnar. And I really think he has a lot of potential. I'm always looking out for these tanking nukers who can function in a go second team, like a Kendrathon, because they're just so rare and so necessary for 3v3. And when I look at his skill set, as well as him being an HP based champion, I think he can fit that role. I will have to see his multipliers, but this is an attack all on an A2, and if it is pretty good multipliers, you just build him up on tons of HP, so he's not going to get burst down with crit rate and crit damage. And if this multiplier is on the pretty good side, I think he'll do some good damage. And with this passive here, and of course the other members on your go second team are probably healers and sustain champs, so he'll sustain, and then you can whittle away the enemy team. Probably is a go first, so if you just survive their nuke and you sustain, you'll win. Of course, a go second team can never win as fast as a go first team. First team, if it doesn't go first, is going to lose, whereas a go second team, if it goes first, it wins, and if it goes second, it still wins pretty fast. Who's going to build a go first team with an arbiter, right? So player is never going to come out with tanky nukers who nukes as hard as Trina. So you're lucky if you can find a nuker who can survive a nuke and still deal back some good damage. So I really think he's got potential for that area. And so I'm definitely going to fuse him and then try him out and let you guys know how he does. My overall advice on fusion is don't feel obligated, don't feel like you have to do every fusion. Evaluate their abilities carefully and pick and choose. And also, I don't think Plarium is going to buff fusion heroes because Plarium knows a lot of people do the fusions, and if they didn't like them, they keep it in the vault. So if Plarium buffs the fusion, they just gave a massive power creep. Like they gave away a free premium champion to a lot of people. So that's why I think they don't have a history of buffing fusion champ. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment. I really work hard for you guys. If you're looking for a clan, check out our Discord. We might be recruiting. Thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one.